Hello everybody. I'm Joanna Intarazim from yoursacredtransformation.com, and today is day, 323 out of 366 days to transform all fears back into love through love and really to beyond. We've been deep in the midst of the vulnerability series, which I think has been the most moving series for me to explore during this entire year. There certainly have been several, um, subjects, but the one of vulnerability is one that is really dear to my heart because of the deep and rich potentials that are in it. Henceforth, the name Your Vulnerability is literally the gold mine of your happiness. And today, what I'd like to share about is this question. Here's the title for our video log for today, which is what transformation call is worth your time? Or maybe even what transformation call is truly worth your time, maybe even for a whole year. Many of you know that I have been deep in this inquiry of fear and love and everything that goes on with that for almost an entire year now. I think it was the beginning of December last year that I began to truly drop into the possibilities of spending an entire year focused on looking and going after all the fears that I could think about, whether they were shame fears or vulnerability fears or relationship fears or existential fears, fears of dying, all the different fears that come up with children. And I guess today I just really wanted to open up that question for you because here I stand before you. It's November 17th or 18th today. I think it's the 18th today. And this is my 323rd day out of a whole year, 366 days. And there have been some people contacting me recently being like, wow, like people do 7-day challenges or 14-day challenges, but you have committed to doing this for 366 days, and I want to know what it's like for you, what you've learned and what it's been like. And what I want to share about today is if you are a person who has been really wanting specific areas of your life to really shift, to really move forward, I am curious if you would be willing to identify them so that you could even start to begin to see what is it that is truly worth your time to spend even perhaps a whole year on. The amount of changes that I have experienced have been immense. I no longer feel and relate to fear in the same way that I did before. It's just simply not there. And there have been some major things to be really scared about, for sure, especially with this election. And I feel like I'm really coming from a different place. In January, I was like, what the hell have I done? I don't break commitments easily, if ever. And there was no way that I was going to quit this. And so I decided to just really keep going and trusting that there would be a bigger unfoldment. And then in February, I really started to get into all the different fears that I could really look at. And it was amazing for me to see how many different things there were that I could relate to, and also to get really hungry for the transformation that I felt like would really be possible if I chose to do it. So I just kind of some days was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't handle another fear. Like, I'm crazy. I'm going to have to go public and tell everybody that I'm not doing this. It was just some idea. But I just have kept going. And around August and September, some things really peaked and catalyzed in my life personally, where the futility of having any fear in any of these areas really basically spanked me, and in a good way. Not that there's a good, well, I mean, it was like a wake-up call, and spiritually, and I just felt like this released and dissolution of a certain kind of grip that fear had had on me. And it's not that there weren't things to be afraid of, because there were, but my orientation really shifted. It's almost like I noticed that at 9 months was really like a birth, pregnancy, birth, and around 9 months. So I'm just inquiring into what am I going to spend my time on next year, really looking into that, like what would be worthy of transformation. The question is like, if I could bring X energy, meaning like all, not even X energy, but like the focus that I have brought this year to fear and love, what area of my life, what area of your life is worth it to bring that kind of focus to? Now, certainly you're invited to join me in the rest of the year, 44 days I think are left, and continue with me in this journey. I'll be exploring some of the juiciest topics, sexuality and death and more existential fears in the last 44 days of the year. And I'm also inviting you to really think about next year, and what would the thing that you would most want to transform, what would you be willing to spend a whole year on, to see what could happen, to see what you could change, to be willing to go through a deep commitment from your mind, your heart, your body, your soul to something that is really, really important to you. So I want to leave you with that invitation today to really ask what that would be, what transformation call that is knocking on your psychic door and asking to be let in is actually worth a whole year of focus. I'm so happy to be able to share with you that I feel transformed, and I have no doubts there's more coming. I can feel like there's a momentum that's been quickening as the practice has been incredibly consistent, and that's all available to you, and I want that for you in any specific area of your life that really, really wants it. So I hope that you'll consider it, and feel free to leave your comments or suggestions, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.